Hello everyone, my name is Meg and welcome to my channel. So I thought today I would walk you guys through all of the planners and notebooks I am going to be using moving into 2025. I didn't realize how many notebooks I would be in until I put them all together in this pile. I won't be using all of them every day. Some of them are just an occasional notebook. But still, I think it's more than I thought it was going to be. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right in. So first up, we have my everyday carry, or what is going to be my planner. Previous to just this last couple of weeks, in the first half of the year, and actually for the last 3 or 4 years, I had been in a Hobonichi Weeks and then moved into a B6 Slim sort of bullet journal style planner. But I was finding that I had a lot of wasted space in those notebooks. I just didn't need everything that they had. The note pages in the back, I rarely used. There were just a couple of things that I tracked back there that I will be carrying over into what is now going to be my pocket planner. But otherwise, it was just random stuff. I never referenced the pages in the back. If I wrote a note in there, it just sort of got lost in the shuffle. And there was too much space even on where you would do your daily or weekly planning. I have a fairly consistent work schedule, so that doesn't change. I do have a separate work bullet journal, so my schedule is actually in that notebook if I have a change that needs to be made. And really the only thing I was ever truly referencing was the monthly overview. So in 2025, that is the one of 2 things I am bringing over into my pocket planner. So I do have a 2025 calendar insert on order, but until that arrives, I just sort of Frankensteined an insert for myself, which is just the monthly calendar. So I have December and January, and I do have February and March and into April because I have some future planning things. But this is really all I need. So I just need to know important dates. I'm still in college, so I need to know when the semester starts, my appointments. I do mark whether or not they are in person or online via Zoom. Green are paydays. These orange dots, that's if I have a bill that's due. And then blue is any time off from work. But this is really the only thing I need to carry with me in my planner. So we went from a pretty, I guess, I don't want to say complicated or extensive planning system to just a calendar. And then I did bring over a couple things that I was tracking in the back of my weeks, and that would be my financial stuff. Back there in those back pages, I was keeping track of, I just have the list of accounts that I have deposits going into, so I can keep track of that. I did write out every bill that I have, so the date, account, and the amount, and that's what I'll use when I go in every month to mark those dates on my monthly calendar. I am doing a savings tracker for 2025. I would love to do some more traveling. I do have one trip planned already. And so I just need to make sure that I'm saving enough funds to make sure that those trips can happen and that I can do all the things that I want to do while I am on those trips. So I do have 2 columns. One will just be a general overall savings tracker. And then the other one will be what I have set aside for that specific trip that I have. And then I can break that down later in the year if I have other trips I need to save for. And then the last thing I have in this notebook is my spending tracker. I am going to try to do a low spend in 2025, partially because of this travel I like to do, but I also just want a better idea of where my money is going. So every time I buy something, it will go here. I did just see on another video where someone was marking whether or not it was a need or a want. So I might incorporate that as well. Again, just to have an idea of where my funds are going. And I'm trying to decide still if I want to mark every time the bills are paid in this column also. So we'll see. The rest of the things in this traveler's notebook are just 2 plain inserts. One is lined, one is blank. And these are just going to be for notes. If I'm out and about and need to write something down, or if I have a shopping list that I need to put together, they will go in this one of these 2 notebooks. I could probably get rid of one and just have one and just keep the other, but we'll see. I think I put the 4th one in there just because I had 4 strings and it made sense. So in this particular traveler's notebook, I did purchase from someone else in their D-stash, but it is from Bassey & Co. I was never really a pocket person. I had a separate idea for this cover when I bought it. But now that I have it, this is like the unicorn cover I didn't even realize I was looking for. So that was one of the other reasons I decided to move into the pocket, is because I wanted to really use this cover that I absolutely love. Next up is my Passport Traveler's Notebook. This one I purchased from Starseed Homestead with her little ghosty design. And this is my wellness journal. I'm not sure what else to call it, so we're going with wellness. I do have some mental health things that I deal with on a pretty regular basis. And there are days when I just am feeling a little bit punky, I'm not feeling myself, and I wanted somewhere to go to not only play and put together just some fun, pretty, inspiring spreads, but also a place where I could flip through those pages when I'm having a bad day, because I know what is in here is going to make me smile or brighten my day. So it's just a passport size notebook where I will put quotes in. This one says, "Always believe something wonderful is about to happen." I do have a key set up. I don't know if I'll end up using the key, but it's there in case I change my mind. But just little bits of positive things that I come across online. I don't have it in here yet, but I have a sticker I would like to include that just says "drink your water." So fun little reminders like that on what I can do to make myself feel better. And I do plan on putting in here a list of songs that I can turn to when I'm feeling down that are super peppy and make me happy and smile and just make me feel better. So that's what this Passport Traveler's Notebook will be. It was just my little wellness journal. Next up is my tarot journal. I do draw tarot cards daily. I haven't been keeping track of them, but in 2025, I plan on doing my tarot journal. So every morning I draw a card as I start my day, and then throughout the day, I kind of carry that message with me. And then in the evening, I always sit down and sort of reflect on what that card's message may have meant for the day, or how it applied to the day, or how it just applies to my life in general. And so that's what this notebook will be for. This is the 2024 Moleskine Daily Planner. I just went through and I will white out the actual day of the week because I just need the date. I don't really care if it's a Monday, Tuesday, whatever, when I do my daily draws. But this will give me enough space to write out what card I drew and then the message. And then I still have room for some deco, which is half of the fun also in one of these journals. I also plan on using some of these extra pages for tarot related draws. On January 1st, I do always draw a card of the year. So that card, when I draw that, will go here. And then over the next 2 pages, I will put in my interpretation or reading of that card. In the monthlies, I will put in my full moon spread and interpretation of that reading. So I think this will be a fun way to keep track of those and have them all in the same place. And then in the 2025 calendar, I did go ahead and mark when each full moon and each new moon for the months. Those are typically the days that I do a bigger spread than just a daily reading. And so this will just help me to remember when those days are if I want to do a full moon or a new moon spread. So yeah, I don't know what else will go in here for the extra pages, but I think it's going to be great to have a full year of all of those readings just in one place. And I think the pocket size is going to be perfect for that. I have previously done a tarot journal in a B6 and an A5. And while those pages are beautiful and I love them and it's super fun to flip through them, that was just almost too much space. And so it was hard to come up with a different idea every day for deco and how that would relate to this, to the card I had drawn. So I'm excited to see how the pocket size works for this and to see what it looks like at the end of the year. I can't even imagine how like fluffy that's gonna be, but yeah, I'm super excited about that one. Next up is my daily journal. This cover also came from Starseed Homestead with her design. This I think is one of two covers that I absolutely love. I really love this camel color, and I had previously had the standard size camel from Traveler's Company, and I didn't like the feel of it. I don't like that suede feeling. It's a texture thing, but this one is perfect. It is buttery soft. It doesn't have that suede feeling, and the color is just absolutely perfect. And I love this design she did on hers. I think it's a really fun detail. So again, this is my daily journal. I have consistently journaled almost every day since I was 15. So that is 30 years of journaling under my belt. And I would be lost without it. My daily journal really is just a giant brain dump. I journal throughout the day. I will write about whether or not Penny, my dog Penny, and I went on a really great hike, if I met friends for dinner, if I had a bad day at work, if I was having a bad mental health day, or I one day a couple weeks ago did an entire entry just on how excited I was that I set up a reading journal. So my daily journal really is just it's a pretty accurate reflection of whatever is going on in my brain. Sometimes it's exciting, sometimes it's pretty mundane, but that's kind of just how my life is sometimes, and I am totally okay with that. So inside, I do have a craft folder, and it's really just so I have a spot for my pen loop for my pen. And then I have just a regular standard size insert. This one happens to be from Jet Pens. I think like a lot of journalers, I am very particular about the kind of paper I write on. And so this one, I think it is Tomoe River paper, but I don't know. I know there was a change, and I can't tell you which version of the Tomoe River paper it is. But I really love this size. And actually, while I was organizing my journal supplies, I came across all of the blank unused inserts I have in this size. And it is enough to get me through probably, well, for sure all of 2025, and possibly well into 2026. So moving forward, that is my plan, to do all of my journaling in this size notebook, because I also have these binders from Traveler's Company. They're currently holding, this is just some of them, my blank inserts, but I think it'll be really cool to have everything archived just in one place. And then these all just lined up on my bookshelf, you know, volume 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 for 2025, and then we'll start again in 2026. So that's my journaling plan for 2025. And then for the rest of this notebook, I just have a cloth folder from Moterm. I think I got it on Amazon. which holds my washi tape and some stickers. And then I do have a sticker release insert to keep track of, or to hold all of the stickers I have made for myself for my journal. So while the Traveler's Notebook that I have from Starseed Homestead for my daily journal is my absolute favorite, this one is a close second. As you can see, she is well loved and used. This again is a standard size Traveler's Notebook. This one comes from Chic Sparrow. This one I also purchased from someone's stash, and it's part of the American Dream leather that they had quite a few years ago. Unfortunately, I don't know the name of this particular color, but to me, it really reminds me of the Emma leather, which I think was Mr. Darcy, if I am remembering that correctly. I do have an A6 that was a Mr. Darcy, and the two colors are very similar to me, but I really love this journal cover. Sometimes this is one that I really like to just kind of hold sometimes. But inside is the giant notebook from Sterling Ink. This is the 520 page. I think it's her N1, that's the size. And this is going to be my gratitude journal slash memory keeper. I do not plan on writing in this every day. Like I said, I have some mental health stuff going on, and sometimes my wins for the day or the best part of my day is really that I just managed to get out of bed. I don't need to put that in here. So this will hold, one or two sentences for, I met a friend for dinner and we had a great conversation, or I discovered a new trail that Penny and I went hiking on. I went on a trip, or, my niece and I had a really great day. So that's what this is going to be. That is not to say that there are not going to be some entries in here that do say I am forever grateful for my dog Penny and my two birds, Augie and Pippin. But I didn't want to hold myself to having to write in this every day. I love the idea of that. I thought about doing a 5-year Hobonichi starting in 2025, but again, that idea or structure that I would have to write something every day it's a little too intimidating for me. And if I have any white spaces or blank spots, days that I missed, I know that would sort of, it would cause me to not want to continue. Sort of that idea of like, well, I missed one, so what's kind of the point? That might sound a little dramatic, but I just wanted something that is fluid and I can pick up any day and put something in and not like skip a beat, so to speak. So that's what this is. I, will have it dated for every month, and we'll just fill this in as things happen throughout the year. So I'm super excited to have this. I think it's going to be fun to be able to look at all the things that have happened throughout the year. And because this notebook is so big, I anticipate it's going to last me quite a few years. So to have all of those really fun, positive memories in one spot is going to be really cool to look back on. Next up is my reading journal. I did do a video on this already, so I will link that down below. But yeah, I'm really excited to get back into reading. I love books. I love stories. I love people's stories. And so I'm excited to have a space to kind of hold all of that information and all that tracking. I really am obsessed with this cover also. I keep trying to figure out like how I can maybe make this into a print and put it somewhere in my house. But yeah, I have made a couple changes to my reading journal since that setup video. But when I do my January overview, I will go through what those changes are and show you that then. Last but certainly not least is this journal. This is a B5 Stalogy, which I have held in a Corky Clutch cover. This is what I am calling my commonplace book. I thought I knew what a commonplace book was, but then as I watched more videos and more explanations about what a commonplace book is, the more I am confused about what this notebook really is. So I don't know if it's a commonplace book, a compendium, a diary, a journal, but because I had already made the cover, I'm just going with commonplace book. But so in here, you know, I do have a key and an index, but this is where, like a lot of people, I'm going to put in quotes and bits and bobs from articles I read, YouTube videos I watch, online seminars or webinars that I participate in, just information that I find very interesting or helpful, or things that I just want to keep. I love collecting quotes, so those will go in here as well. So really just a catch-all for all of that really good information that I find along the way, and don't really have anywhere else to put. So I just recently started this, so it's not very full, but again, I'm excited to see what this looks like as I continue to add things to it. You know, winter is really a time where I do a lot of those things, so I anticipate over the next 2 or 3 months that I'm going to have a lot of really great stuff in this journal or notebook. So there it is. That is my 2025 notebook and journal lineup. I will link everything down below, but if you guys have any questions, I'm always happy to answer them. Thank you so much for watching and coming along with me on this little overview journal journey. It was a lot of fun to look at all of them. Don't forget to like and comment below and subscribe if you want to, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.